Hi everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, we're going to recycle, and we're going to recycle two different things. The first thing is we're going to recycle toilet paper, of course, the empty rolls, and we're going to cycle also old DVDs or CDs. It's exactly the same. And so we're going to do good for nature and good for our wallet because we're going to use things I am sure you already have home. Okay, so this is, of course, as you can see, a pen holder. You can use this for many other reasons, but I like the pen holders because it's nice and it's something you can offer to anybody. I've made it very girly. Again, you can do something more masculine. Not many materials are going to be needed for this. Of course, you can embellish this more and use the colors you want. Okay, and it's very stable. This is what I like about it too. So even if you put scissors or something heavy, it's going to stay in place. Okay, so as I said, you are going to need 2 CDs or DVDs. You don't have to take the paper off. That's a nice thing. You're going to need paper to cover it up. You will need actually 3 circles of paper. I am also going to use on some sides this paper. It's going to be for the toilet paper, actually not on the sides of the CDs, but it's going to be to cover up the toilet paper. By the way, you will need 2 toilet papers. I've already painted one in white. I think it finishes the whole thing. It looks a bit more nice than just leave it brown, but you can go for brown if you don't want to paint it. This paper is more like fabric and it has a side that is sticky, so that's really convenient, but you don't have to use this. I'm going to use flowers for decorations. Because I don't have the exact same color, I decided to go with an orange because orange and blue are complementary colors. And also this gold here, I really like this foil, is a little bit on the orange side too, so I thought it could match very nicely. I'm going to use some clothespins as decorations and a few little embellishments I have found. Again, use whatever you want or whatever you have for your embellishments. Because I wanted this side to be able to put some pins inside, I decided to use cork. And my cork is quite thick. So because my cork is quite thick, if you don't have this one, you have only thin cork, you can glue it on top of each other if you want to. That'll make the trick. Just because I think it's more convenient if you have this kind of not clip, but paper, whatever you call it. I just forget it. This pin, sorry. It's nicer if you have a thicker place to put it in. Otherwise, it may fall off if it's too thin. If you don't have cork and you don't want to go and buy cork, you can also use fun foam. And again, it's going to be a bit too thin, so maybe put 2 or 3 layers on top of each other. Just glue it with some double-sided tape. That'll do the trick. That's one thing. So, and I think it's probably it. You will need hot glue and also Mod Podge to glue things together. All right. Okay. So, on one of my CDs, I've already put paper on both sides. I'm going to do this one here. So what I've done, I'm not going to show you that. It's really simple. You just need to trace a circle around, then cut it out, and then use your Mod Podge or any other brand will do. I would recommend using a glue that is not too liquidy. This paper is really thin, so the more liquidy the glue is, more wrinkles you're going to have on your paper. So this one is going to be just fine. And I like to use glue here, just not double-sided tape, because double-sided tape over time unstick to itself. It tends to not really get weld with age. You know, sooner or later it's going to unglue itself. So you're going to put glue all over your CD and then glue your paper on top. And then I'm just going to put it down. And because it's liquid glue, you have a little bit of time of some wiggle room, you know, to make sure it's centered. And then press really well. I like to take a little paper towel and make sure, press on the outside to take all the air bubbles off. That's good. So on this one has paper on both sides. On this one, I'm going to put paper only on one side because on the other side, I'm going to put the cork. I'm trimming off all the excess. and I'm going to leave it aside to dry, and I will put the cork on the other side when this is totally dry. So now what we're going to do is take care of our 2 paper rolls. So as you can see here, I have thickened down a bottom, so whatever we put in is not going to fall off. The easiest way I found was to take a square piece of paper, and usually I make a circle. This time I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and I'm going to directly stick it on here and then trim out the excess. I think it is much easier to do it this way. All right, so a little bit of glue on all this side here. And press and hold on a few seconds to make sure it's really well dried. And then you can start trimming it off. I think it's easier to do it this way because otherwise sometimes if you didn't press down, or if your paper toilet roll is flimsy, you didn't do the right size of the circle. So this way is much easier. All right, so now we have our bottom part. Now it's time to take our paper and cover up our paper rolls. So again, I don't need to use Mod Podge for this one. And try to put it straight. And every time I unroll it a little bit, I'm going to press down, make sure I'm taking all the air bubbles away. I'm not really going to bother with the bottom. If you want to put some paper and make it look nice, you can also. Honestly, I am going to leave it plain like this, just a simple way. But that's totally optional. All right, I'm going to do the same thing, of course, on the other one. Now this is good. I am going to put on the other side my cork, and I'm going to go again with the same glue. I am not going to use hot glue for this because remember, always remember, hot glue does not stick to non-porous surfaces. So it is going to stick on the cork, but it's not going to stick on your CD. Over time, it's going to unglue itself. I know that there are a lot of videos where people use hot glue, and unless they have maybe a special brand, you will see that it doesn't work after a couple of days. And we're going to do the same process. I'm going to put the glue on here. Because the cork is porous, I'm also going to put a little bit of glue on the cork as well. And by the way, I have pre-cut the cork, of course, the same way that I've cut the paper previously. And I've just used scissors for that. And just in case it might fray on the sides, I've already put glue here, the same glue, so you can see, you don't see it's completely transparent, except that it's maybe a little bit glossy. But I would consider putting glue on the sides because it might again fray and have some pieces falling apart once in a while. And now put the 2 pieces together. And I know that it's going to be slightly bigger than my CD, and you know what, I don't mind at all. I'm gonna leave it, even if it's not much, it's just a tiny bit. I'm not sure you're gonna see it everywhere, but it's just a little bit, and I think it's even nicer, so you're sure you don't see the CDs anywhere. Okay, and anyway, on the sides we're gonna put the flowers, so you won't see the CD any longer, so I like that. And we're going to put this aside to dry for a couple of minutes. Okay, so now we're going to glue these 2 together. And you know what? We're going to glue them where you have the seam here, so it's really going to disappear completely. This time, because it's paper and on paper, I'm going to use hot glue. All right, and put the 2 here together. And wait a few seconds to make sure that it bonds perfectly. Okay, and now we're gonna glue the back side of it. So if you wanted to, of course, you put cork on both sides. I just thought that I was going to put mine against the wall, so I'm not really gonna bother about decorating the back of it. But you could decorate both sides, of course, that's totally an option. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna put glue on the part that is touching the CD. And again, because it's paper onto paper, we're gonna be able to put hot glue this time. And I like to do it upwards, so I'm sure the CD is touching my table as well. And press until it's completely dry. Now we're gonna do the same thing, of course, on the other side, and stick that part to the other part of the CD. All right, now it's good. It's time for decorations. So now I'm going to take the flowers. These are just paper flowers. You can find these on Amazon or on AliExpress for nothing. I think it's they come in 140 little flowers like this. They're super cute. They come in a variety of colors, and I would consider also buying some white because you can spray them with your acrylic paint, and a little bit of water or alcohol is going to dry faster, so you can make your own in your own colors. I'm just going to cut off the wire part. Don't do this with your regular scissors. Use a good tool, a snipping tool, to do that because you're going to nick your scissors otherwise. And then what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put the flowers on the bottom here, otherwise it might make my table, my holder unstable. I am just going to start here on the side. You can always put a ribbon or put some beads here if you want to hide the bottom of it. But I'm just going to start here on the sides using, again, hot glue. And I'm going to kind of bend them a little bit so they're facing inwards and not only facing outwards on the sides here. I think it looks a little nicer. And you're going to do this, of course, all around, or you can stop at a moment and do this kind of decoration like I did. This is just felt. You can use felt, you can use foam, you can use paper flowers, all kinds of embellishments of your own. So I'm going to keep on doing this all around. All right, I'm done with the flowers, and now I'm going to do some decorations. So I decided I was going to do something a little different. I have this big clothespins. I think something used to be here because I can see a little bit of glue, but it's off. So I'm going to glue the clothespin here on the back, and then I will put an embellishment like this butterfly that has also an orangey color on the back. So I'll be able to put maybe a picture or a post-it note here. So a little bit of glue. I'm going to glue it there just in the center. So I'll be able to open it easily like this. And then a little bit more glue and put the butterfly just on top here to kind of hide it a little bit. So it's going to be a nice decor, and then you have some orange in the background. So it's different from the one I have made previously, but I like to change. You know, sometimes it's good not to always do the same thing. This one is smaller. I love paper clips. You know, these tiny ones. I think it's super cute. I'm going to put this one on the bottom here. And then again, a little bit on top, and put this cute butterfly. This color is more like the color we have on the sides here. So I think it's nice. And you could put many more. I think I'm not going to go too crazy, even though I have maybe another little butterfly. I might put it around here. I just have butterflies. I might, you know what I'm going to do? I'll do this off camera. I have some felt because this one is too thick. And I will cut out maybe a little flower in felt and put it here and there. But as for now, unless maybe I am going to put this one here. I like butterflies, but it's too many butterflies. I'll do this with a flower. So now you can use this easily and put your pins in here. You could put other clothespins if you wanted to. You could put pictures, post-it notes. anything inside here that is going to look perfect. And then because it is so stable, you can see it doesn't go anywhere. You can put your glue pen, scissors, X-Acto knife, so many things inside here because it's quite big. And maybe you could also put something here on the sides too, so you won't waste any space. So there you go. I hope you will like it and it will inspire you because I think it's really easy. You have recycled many things, paper, CDs, toilet paper, and all kinds of embellishments that you probably did around the year. Use them on all your creations. This is really fun to do. I hope you'll like it and you'll give it a try. Please give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified every time I post new videos. And also share on social medias and leave me your comments. If you have any other ideas about recycling, I would be happy to hear that. So please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody, and see you soon for other tutorials.